Hey guys, it's Sean Zing, the Connection Machine, aka the Insurance Doctor. Another day, another live, another opportunity for you to gain some knowledge, to basically implement some things that we talk about today. And a lot of you go to workshops, a lot of you listen to different things on podcasts, but you don't actually implement and take action. That's a huge problem right there, I think. And I hope that we start changing that. I want you to start taking the information that we're dropping and actually utilizing it in your daily practices. And if it's working for you, please message us like, hey, Sean, and whoever, and I'm going to introduce my client, my guest that will be coming on. Will be dropping some major value on social media branding, on Instagram, and also talk about some daily life skills that applies across mediums. So let me bring on Ed Stulak. Welcome, Ed. How are you?
What's going on? Thank you for having me. I am great. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. I'm excited to just continue to add value to people's lives, and I know you do this consistently on a different platform. I know you're heavily into Instagram. You're dribs and drabs in Facebook, but I know that's your thing, and also TikTok, right?
Yeah, gotta have some fun on TikTok.
So for those that were on last time, you were on with a panel of other agents, but I want to really dive deep today. Can you give us a little introduction of who you are?
Cool, yeah. So my name is Ed Stulak. I am a licensed realtor in the state of New Jersey. I do sell houses, but my true passion comes into teaching social media and branding to realtors worldwide. So it's been a fun little journey so far. Started this whole thing a decade ago, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so I came out of high school, kind of stumbled into Instagram, saw what it had to offer, and I was kind of looking at the long-term vision. And the long-term vision was to grow a following and sell them something, right? I mean, that's kind of the honest truth. Build up a following and then do free marketing to them and try to get, sponsorships, try to get collaborations, do podcasts, events, trainings, things of that sort. So that's a little bit as to what I do, but I do dive into social media, tips and tricks on knowledge of social media, Instagram, personal branding, online presence, and stuff like that.
Because you actually were doing a lot of things around the country and on stages. Like people don't realize we were on stages months ago. It's a different story. But I know Tony Robbins, before he goes on stage, jumps on something, gets all fired up. Was this something that you did before you got onto stage?
No, I just went on. I never prepped. I never did anything. It was kind of just like, all right, showtime. All right, let's do it. And I feel like true knowledge doesn't need any preparation. That sounds odd. I know. Trust me, it sounds odd when I say it, but it's true. For the longest time when I was in school, they always gave me things to present and talk about this and talk about that, talk about your book that you read, and it was always forced knowledge that I had to put out there and present. And public speaking, same thing. I think I got like a D in public speaking, and because it was always forced knowledge that I did not have any desire or passion in talking about. And then came along something I truly found passion in and desire, which was social media, branding, online presence, stuff like that. And now it just rolls off the top of my tongue. It's just whatever comes from my heart. And it's just like I have these little guys in my heart. They're like, all right, this is what we're going to talk about next because this is relevant right now in today's world. So let's talk about this. Oh, people really need this right now. So let's talk about that. Like TikTok. Like I don't want to say I'm an expert in TikTok, but I will have a blast talking about it because it is relevant and it is important today. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about Instagram. Let's talk about whatever else, right? So personally, I don't prep. It's just kind of like let's go and talk, and usually it goes well.
It's all about being authentic, right? You're being real with people. You're not going to go up there and you're selling them. You're going to be off the cuff, but you know what you're going to say. But that's what a lot of people have a fear of getting in front of the camera, sharing. That people say, well, I'm not going to start doing video like you do because I don't know what I'm going to say. And most of the time, it's just whatever's going on in your daily life will resonate with somebody else. And that's what you want. You want to have resignation. You want to have people that have emotional draw to what you're talking about. And that's how you connect with others, not just throwing product and services all the time on your social media platforms.
100%. 100%.
And I know a lot of people just use social media to spread the word, but it's also a way of building a business. And you said building a brand. You're all brand. Can you talk about how you got started with, developing your brand?
Took some time, stepping stones. At first I was believe it or not, I was a DJ. I was a DJ. I was a music producer. I was a tour manager. I was what else was I? A marketing and branding co-founder, and then I was this. I was that. I had so many different hats. I tried to even become a tailor, because I love fashion. Fashion was fun. I like suits and all that. So I was like, let me dive into that because again, I found some sort of passion in it, but looked upon everything as a stepping stone until I finally hit something that made sense. It was like a light bulb. Like, hold on, I think that should be it. So it took a long time to figure out. It took a lot of trial and error. And like I said, I didn't find this out overnight. This took me about 6 years to figure out as to what it is that I want to focus on. Like this logo, my hat, like this stuff didn't just kind of overcome. And this will change. This will change still. I love rebranding also. Rebranding is so fun. Evolving the brand is so fun. I love when people tell me, Ed, I love cooking and I also sell real estate, but like I don't know which one to do. Why don't you do both of them? Is my answer. Oh, how do I do both of them? Well, let me put on my thinking cap and let me get to work because I love doing that stuff. I've had musicians come up to me. I've had artists. I've had chefs and all this stuff that they are in real estate, but they want to intertwine it with their career. They want to do it. They don't know how to, and it's fun doing so, right? I had a girl come up to me once, one of my students, latest student actually, and she was like, "Ed, I love cooking." Right? That's why I said that example. She said, "I love cooking, but I don't know how to kind of intertwine it or interject it into my real estate business." I said, "Why don't you start doing your listing videos, in the kitchen? Film a little bit of the video of the house. Don't start it off like every other Joe Schmo realtor. Hi guys, my name is Joe Schmo. Beautiful 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom cul-de-sac. Every single house is beautiful. So sure, okay, but get in the house and then maybe focus on the kitchen alone because that's after all where people are spending their time anyway, in the house. So showcase that, and maybe in the middle of that, cook up a cool recipe or some sort of meal. Film that too, how you're using the sink, how you're using the stove, how you're using the microwave and the refrigerator, and get all those little glimpses here. But make the main focus of the video on the kitchen and you cooking. And now you're advertising you cooking, and now you're also advertising the house, and now you're having fun selling real estate while doing what you love. Mind blown. Mind blown.
Right.
Like, wow, I never thought I could do something like that. Of course you can, but people don't think. People don't think. They think it's not real. It's not realistic. Same thing with all the musicians. If you like music, oh my God, come up with a cool music video in one of your listing videos. I don't know, have fun with it. Just you gotta make your life fun and business fun after all. So again, I tried to figure out how can I be a realtor and do what I still love to do, which is train, teach, travel. How can I still do that while selling real estate? And I figured it out eventually. So that's kind of the long answer.
No, that's a very focused. And if those are watching, that's value right there. He just gave you tips, and people say, why would another agent give tips to others? Because the funny thing is, a lot of people won't take action. I could tell you exactly how to do certain things, and people won't follow it. And that's the problem with humans today. They like to learn things, but they don't want to apply it. They don't want to implement it.
This is why you charge them. This is why you charge them. I heard a coach once. He said, "Listen, this guy had a big following, right? And someone came up to him and said, "Listen, I want to be your physical trainer. I want to be your accountability partner and this and that. When it comes to the gym, I want to buy you equipment. I want to get you everything. Just give me a shout out." And the coach said, "No, I'm not going to do that. Like, as much as I admire your genuine approach and offer, I don't want it for free because I know I won't take advantage of it." So that's why people charge. You can give me all the tips and tricks as much as you want. People will take them and say, "Wow, amazing." Some will apply, most won't. But if you have some skin in the game, all of a sudden you take it more seriously. And I'm saying, well, now I have to apply. Even if it's $1, it's $1. It's still something. This is why so many people, like myself, when it comes to coaching, I charge. Absolutely, I charge. Is it a lot? No. Is it a little? No. It's something that I think is fair to all, but will make you do the thing and actually make you stick to it and do it. Just do it.
That's so true. So true. Free doesn't get anywhere, but if you have something in the game, you're going to actually participate more, engage more, etc. Now, you have a lot of hats, and people say, "Oh, I can't do what you guys do," which I have a lot of hats as well. What are some non-negotiables that you have in your daily that you need to accomplish to become successful in your eyes in a day?
Honestly, I like to engage with my following. It's a little thing like that, but I engage with my following at all times, every time I can. They reach out to me. If they show me love, I make sure to show them love back. Who are you not to show love back? That's kind of how I think, right? Is who am I not to respond back or say thank you so much for the follow or thank you so much for the comment. I appreciate you saying that. Or someone, or oh man, I get the haters, right? They even reach out. You know what? Thank you for taking the time to reach out to me and they hate like that. That I appreciate that. If people that give you the time, give it back to them. But I feel like that is what gives you more, right? You give them something, they'll give it back. So that's how I look at when it comes to my following online. They give me love and support. I make sure to give them love and support back too. Sometimes I'll get people reach out all the time. I guess the dedicated followers, you want to call them. And I make sure to leave them really nice, lengthy voice messages or very nice video sometimes too. Like, hey, I didn't forget you. I just wanted to randomly pop into your DMs and say what's up, and I appreciate you. That can go so far you don't even know. I get referrals from little things like that. People from Florida, from Texas, not even in my own state or country, and they reach out to me saying, "Listen, I thought of real estate. I thought of you, and my buddy's getting into real estate. He would love to pick your brain." Or my friend thinks about selling or buying in this place. Can you help him? Yeah, I can. I really can. That's a nice thing about real estate, right? Is we can sell realistically anywhere in this world. So it's a nice part. But anyway, that's kind of like I have to negotiate. That's a non-negotiable with myself. I do engage on a daily basis. I go online, I go on Instagram, and I start reaching out to these people. Hey, what's going on? Thanks so much.
Now, yes, I agree. Ed, he reaches out. He's messaged me. He has video. He has audio. These are all techniques that he's speaking about right now, and he actually implements. I know firsthand stuff, and I utilize that as well. It's very important to do things that others aren't doing. Everyone's all about just doing a simple post, but all the magic is all actually in the messenger, in any platform, because you don't see it. But that's where all the magic happens. Everyone's having that, building a relationship is having a conversation, and that happens on Messenger on any platform you're on.
100%.
And I definitely think that you're so consistent. And people say, well, people don't want to know what's going on in my life. I know yesterday on you, and you do a lot of stories. Can you talk about stories? You talked to, I think recently, your mom and dad were in one of your apartments, and you were like going back and forth with mom and dad. Talk about how important stories are and how important sharing your daily life is.
People are nosy. I know I am. You probably are. We're all a little nosy at the end of the day. We want to see what's going on in the daily life of some people, right? We want to see what's going on behind the scenes. BTS footage is very important. Instagram stories allows that access to that. So that's why I encourage Instagram stories on a daily basis. When you have a really busy day, it's tough to do so, but try to pull out your phone and real quick film something that makes people watch, make people want to watch, right? What is going to make people want to watch? Well, there's things that sell. Entertainment, right? Make people laugh or give someone a giggle or like a smile on their face, right? That's when motivation or humor comes into great play. Sex, right? Sex sells like crazy. It catches people's attention, right? Babies, animals, like all these things make people drawn to it, right? So what can you do to get some eyes on you, right? So of course, everyone's got their own brand. That's what it comes down to. What is your brand that is going to make eyes focus on you? So mine really comes down to education and entertainment. I love to entertain. I love to put a smile on people's face. I just like that, right? I love to just make people laugh. I love to give that satisfaction. And I love to also entertain and educate too. So if someone can come to me and say, Ed, you know what? This is why I have such a fun time on stage, right? Because I'm not only educating and boring you to death about some fun facts about social media. No, there's a lot to it too. I'll teach you, I'll make you laugh, I will give you a fun time. So you leave this event or leave this training or leave this podcast with a smile on your face, some motivation in your heart, and vision for the rest of the day. Like, okay, cool, I'm ready, let me go. And that's what I want to do. So going back to it all, yeah, I did an Instagram story with my mom, with my dad, and I figured this is some behind the scenes that no one really sees a lot of, right? My mom, she's hilarious. She's always saying, "Am I famous yet? Am I famous yet?" I'm like, "Mom, get on my Instagram story." She's like, "Okay, what do I do?" So it's funny, and it makes me laugh, and I have a fun time because now I also get to connect with my parents on a different level that I've never done before. My dad was always against social media. Don't put me on there. I don't want to be on there. Don't do it. And now he's starting to understand the real value that it does give, not just to me, to himself, but to the world. And he understands that too. So, of course, that was my behind the scenes over the past few days, right? So I included them. I got so much love for that. Oh my God, your mom's the cutest. Oh my God, your dad's hilarious. Oh my God, that's so cool. I didn't once say anything salesy,
Yep.
right? But people were drawn to it. People got their laugh, or maybe, I don't know, their heart was warmed, like, oh my God, that's so cute, his parents are there. Whatever it was, it made people drawn to it. And then at the end, I said, okay, now that I have people's attention, let me do a call to action. So I said, Mom, I need you to say swipe up. Swipe up? I'm like, yes, just say swipe up, all right? And she's like, okay. So I'm like, hey guys, if you're interested in a rental at these beautiful apartments, I'm like, Mom, where do they go? She's like, swipe up. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. You know what? And that's laughter, right? That's funny. That's entertainment. People love that stuff. And it works.
And it works very, very well. You picked up a nice size 170 unit property that you're renting out. People think, oh, social media doesn't get you business. And I love that I talk to agents and, oh, I'm only by referral. There has to be, that's everyone's by referral. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. But how do you create your own leads? And social media can be, you can pay for leads. You can create your own brand and generate free leads from it. But again, it takes some time. And it's just consistently dropping value, not just sitting there and blowing up. Oh, I want you to list with me. I want you to buy insurance with me. It's giving education, have some fun with it, and just providing as much value as possible.
It does come down to that. You gotta give to get, and a lot of people just ask and it's frustrating, and that's why people don't get, because all they do is just beg, give me. There's no give, and those that give will get.
Always. And that's what's funny. A lot of agents, I'll ask them, so what are you focused on? Do you do like for sale by owners? Do you do expireds? Oh, and I want to do this kind of conversation. And they're like, oh, wait. I don't want to share my tips and tricks. It's like, it's not something that's new that you're doing. It's everyone's doing certain things that you read out of books or go to workshops. Right. But some are doing better because they're consistent as hell. And then others just try it. They're not getting the results, immediate results, and they stop. And as long as they just keep going, they'll see success. But that's a lot of problems that we have as human beings. We don't want to push forward because it's just like you have that fear. What's continuing to push you?
The vision, making my family happy. Every time I see them being a little happier, a little 1% happier, I'm like, damn, okay, I want more. That's honestly what pushes me, and I have a vision. My biggest goal is to continue traveling and seeing this world while I still can. How can I do that? By, of course, just providing value to the world and having them ask for me to come. Right? This is what the honest thing, how it's really been. Last year was my first time that I really put focus into traveling and speaking on stages and events, conferences, and how it happens, they reach out to me because they see me doing it elsewhere, or they see me giving some sort of value and they would like me to be there. So they go ahead and book me, they come and get me, and they fly me out, and I love that. And this is how I get to experience this world. While I'm 26 this year, next year I'm going to be 27, 28, 29, and all of a sudden responsibilities are going to be ridiculous through the roof. I don't know where I'm going to find the time to do that stuff. So right now my passion is to continue traveling. So what can I do to travel? Well, I figured let me reverse engineer, right? If I can travel, have people request me to come, well, I need to give them something. So what do I give them? Well, knowledge. And how do I give them knowledge? Well, I have to have a brand. How do I have a brand, right? And all of a sudden I have this like backtracking. And this is another thing that people don't do. Reverse engineer. I have a goal of this. How do I get there? Well, I need to do this in order to get that. And they don't do that. It's just kind of like, oh, well, I'm going to be a millionaire. I hate those people so much, Sean. Everyone says, oh, I'm going to be a millionaire one day. Really? Hey, good for you. I'm excited to hit my first six figures. I'm excited to hit my first $500,000. Like, that's what I look forward to. Is it small thinking? No, it's not small thinking. I'm just realistically thinking with all the avenues and the obstacles that I'm personally given. I know how I think. I have a very big vision. But the big vision does fuel me when I see my family happy, when I see success, results. And the biggest motivating factor of it all is fear. I've never been so fearful this year like I've ever been before. Right when COVID started, I was like, oh, real estate? All right, bye. I had my coaching, commodity, bye. I was like, okay, what do I do now? Great. So I was thinking like, wow, do I go back to school? Like, I don't know. If I go back to school, what am I going to start studying? And all of a sudden I got scared. Like, I don't like school whatsoever. Do not put me in school. Mm-mm. So all of a sudden everything started going the opposite way, but I was fearful. And from that fear, I pushed myself to find a solution, and I did. So it really comes down to fear. I think that's the biggest motivating factor.
Well said. And it's a lot of people have the same fear, and it's common. So guys that are watching, definitely something that everyone's feeling. So make sure you just work through that fear as well. Let's end on some massive, I know you have a course, if you want to talk about your course, but give us some major values that someone that's watching can utilize on Instagram to take their business to the next level. And we laugh that people are going to hear whatever you say and they're not going to implement. But we want to make sure I would love to hear something that you haven't used yet or haven't shared with anyone else that you would allow us to that moment.
Yeah, no, cool. So let me think. So number one, yes, I do have a course, igrecoaching.com. If this wasn't enough for you, if you're looking for more knowledge, more tips, feel free to check it out, igrecoaching.com, in the gram for real estate, right? So I do have a coaching course. I have over 243 students as of 2 days ago, which I'm so stoked about. And students from all over the world wanting to learn about Instagram, their personal brand, their online presence, stuff like that. But the point is that I've realized that there's so many issues out there in this world when it comes to realtors, and they're all the same, and you got to figure out how to be different. So again, I show you the ropes of how to be different. Story that I've never said before. Let me think. So not too many people know about like my past of what I've been doing, what I started off doing, right? And initially I got into social media just by posting a picture of a hat. That was my first ever picture on Instagram, and it got 2 likes. I felt like a baller. I was like, wow, 2 likes, that's so cool. That was my first time ever feeling some sort of satisfaction from social media. I post something and people like it. Wow, cool, thank you. So immediately something clicked, right? And the thing that clicked was if those two people liked it, maybe they would even decide to buy it. If they bought that hat, I'm looking at a $30 profit from $0 in marketing spent. So now I'm thinking, whoa. I'm thinking like an entrepreneur, right? So now I'm thinking, how can I get more followers? How can I continue growing the brand and then selling them something? So how can I get more followers and more and more and more, and then sell them something, right? This is where my coaching course comes into play. This is where my real estate hat comes into play also. But anyway, the beginning of my social media career, I was working with a lot of influencers and some celebrities too, from Jonas Brothers. I was working with Kevin Jonas. That was cool. Not many people know that. I worked with some social media influencers that really helped me understand and grasp a concept of social media that realtors have no idea about. So I figured, let me be that realtor that teaches them things that they have no idea about. So that's kind of the point of all that. But yeah, so that's a little bit of my background before I really got into real estate and everything I'm doing today.
No, that's awesome, man. I appreciate all that you're dropping today, the value. You definitely have. You guys got to check him out. Is there any final thoughts that you would like to share with us today?
Continue posting. As they say ABC, I say ABP. Always be posting. Always be posting something on social media. People are watching, and you never know who is watching. You never know who knows who, and you never know who you're inspiring. So continue to push your word, your brand, and your name out there, because it is important. You have no idea who is watching. That's the biggest thing. Gary Vee might be watching this, Sean. You have no idea. You have no idea. And if he's watching this, what's up, Gary? No idea who's watching. If we all scroll on social media, we might come across some things that we don't know, but it might touch us. So continue posting. Don't stop.
You never know who you're going to be able to connect with. And Gary Vee, I would love to have him on this, maybe the three of us on a call one time and just drop in some value. And it could happen because that's how it works. Because he's somebody that's like you and I that will have conversations and help others grow their business. That's the goal, is to help others. Like, how awesome is that? I definitely appreciate your time, brother. I hope you keep crushing it. We'll meet in person someday in the near future when this whole virus goes away. And if you need anything, don't hesitate to call, man. I got your back.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it, John.
Have an awesome day, Ed.
Me too. See you later.
Bye-bye.